Hello there. This is an astrological forecast for Aries for August of 2011. And this also applies if you have an Aries ascendant. So my dear Aries, how are you enjoying having Uranus in your sign? I know for many of you, you are certainly feeling as though your life is being turned upside down. It's like all of a sudden everything in your life is up for grabs, is up for change. And be ready for that. In many ways, these next 7 years are going to be a time of great change, but also an opportunity for you, Aries, of great renewal in that change. So a dropping away of the things that are no longer serving you and allowing those new and exciting things to come in. Because let's face it, Aries, you do need some excitement in your life, and you're certainly going to be getting quite a lot of that. It just depends how you decide you're going to respond to it. So this month, Aries, a lot about your finances, your work situation, your home, and your relationships. The first thing to tell you is that we do have a Mercury retrograde this month. This Mercury retrograde is from the 3rd until the 25th of the month. So nearly all of the month, Mercury is retrograde in your 6th house. What does this mean? Well, Mercury retrograde is all about rethinking, redoing, reassessing. Anything with the word R, with the letters RE in front of it, are great to think about during a Mercury retrograde. And for you, Aries, it's in your 6th house. So it's about reassessing your work, reassessing what you do in your work, how you are in your work. It's about reassessing your health. Are you looking after your health? Do you need to reassess it and reappraise what it is that you're doing? It's when Mercury is retrograde, a lot of people get worried about Mercury retrograde, and of course, the normal things apply. Don't sign important contracts if you can possibly help it. Don't negotiate a very important deal if you can help it. Don't sign for a house or an apartment or anything like that until after the retrograde has passed. If you can help it, hold out until after the 25th, or do it before the 3rd of the month. But what is great is completing anything that's been outstanding. So very often if you've had something that's been outstanding, or there's been a lot of paperwork, or something hasn't happened, I always find that during the Mercury retrograde, it often actually completes for me. So it's a wonderful time as well for catching up on any kind of paperwork and for repairing anything, RE again, repairing anything that's not been working. So for you this month, we've got Mars in the 4th house for much of the month, and that's going to put a lot of energy into your home. In fact, you might be moving, or you might think of moving, or you may feel very restless this month and want to move out of where you are just to get to somewhere new and different. Now, Aries, be careful because of Uranus in your sign that you're not rash and you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater and drop everything. It might just be necessary to go for a short trip, or even a ride in your car, or a walk, just to let the steam off, rather than just throwing everything out in exasperation, because you may feel a little exasperated, especially this middle of the month where we've got Mars square to Saturn from your 4th to your 7th house. So you may feel a bit frustrated with your partner or somebody in your life who's just not wanting to move fast enough. There may just be a little bit of frustration there that you may just have to say to yourself, right, I'm going to be willing to be patient and allow them to make their own minds up, and I won't push somebody else. We've got Neptune retrograde in your 11th house this month, and whenever Neptune is retrograde, it's very much a time when you're more sensitive, you're more intuitive, and especially as it's in your 11th house, it's time to be attuned to your friends, to the people around you. You may feel very sensitive to people who might be draining your energy. Be aware of that, and if necessary, get away from them. Lot happening as well this month in your 5th house, so great time to start a new business, great time to expand your business, a great time especially around the middle of the month when we've got the Sun conjunct Venus in your 5th house, to meet somebody, to have a romance, or to even romance yourself and do something very creative that brings you pleasure. Could be performing in front of people, but doing something that makes you feel good about yourself. That's got very good aspects for it, particularly in the middle of the month. So don't forget the Mercury retrograde. See, Mercury's already affecting me. I can hardly speak. Mercury rules your speaking and your thinking processes. So just be aware that while Mercury is retrograde, people's thinking processes are slower. So allow your own processes to be slower, give yourself thinking space, and then when Mercury goes direct, then you can take action after you've carried out all the necessary research before you take actions. So there you have it, my dear Aries. A lot of changes happening as well in the financial area. We've got Jupiter in that house, so there will be some good fortune financially for you this month, but be careful that the money just doesn't go out more quickly than it's coming in. So I wish you a great month, and I thank you very much for listening. Bye for now.